Hi, welcome back to On the Run with Coach Nick. I'm Coach Nick. This week I'd like to talk about cold weather running, more specifically how to dress for cold weather. Most new runners, they tend to overdress. They put on too many layers and they don't realize that until after they get on the run. When they first get ready to go, they're cold, so they put on that extra layer. But when you're running, you've created all that heat. You are sweating now, and by that extra sweat, now it's throwing off your hydration plan. So what I tell new runners is to dress for the second mile. What does that mean, dressing for the second mile? Well, it's just exactly how it sounds. After that first mile, you're warmed up, you are comfortable, and you have settled into your pace. So how do you get there? Well, to get a little bit more specific about it is a rule of thumb, dress for 10 to 15 degrees warmer than what it is. So if it's 30 degrees out, dress for it's 40, dress for it's 45. That might be the difference of not adding a layer or taking a layer off or putting on a different layer, wearing a shirt and a sweatshirt instead of 3 long sleeve shirts. It usually works out pretty well. I do have some friends that they'll write down the temperature and what they wore to try to dial that in. Now, the only caveat is when it's super windy out. There you will opt for your, like I said, whatever the temperature is, add 10 to 15 degrees, but maybe you put a windbreaker on to help kind of block out some of that wind. That's mainly the only way that you would alter it. Now, this is typical for most runners. Now, I myself, I can run hot. I can put a sweatshirt on and 60 degrees out, I can sweat, and I'm fine. Some people, they can't run hot. They need to regulate their temperature. They are taking gloves off all the time. They're putting their hat on, taking their hat off, trying to just balance that heat loss, heat ratio, and keep comfortable as they're running. It all comes down to personal preference, but at least this should help you kind of gauge to see so you're not having to take a sweatshirt off in the middle of a run and throw it down and come back and get it later on. Also, I'd like to throw a special shout out to my Pace Group 2 for Fleet Feet's half marathon training. Come to Fleet Feet for all of your outer weather running needs, any of your running needs for shoe fitments, for training groups. But my Pace Group 2 is awesome. Thanks, Joe Malinsky, for running with me. And if you have any questions, please drop them below. And I will see you next week for another video of On the Run with Coach Nick. Have a great week.